Okay, what?
風間さん
I'm gonna call it now, evil twin.
私もお別れを言いに来たわ。
So she's gonna F off for the rest of the entire game then, right? Last game, they were starstruck lovers who were willing to die for each other. Now she's gone. So this is just recapping the previous games if you didn't play them. Because of you, Tirada, I learned never to give up on people, even when things take a turn for the worst. Really? I would think that would teach you to definitely give up on people, since Tirada betrayed you and then... Okay, moving on. I hope someday the Tojo clan becomes the kind of organization you always wanted it to be. What organization would that be? A terrorist organization that plants bombs? You sacrificed yourself to save me. I mean, not really. He pointed a gun at a bomb with you like 10 feet away and blew it up, which could have easily killed you. And it also killed Yumi. I wouldn't be standing here now if it wasn't for you. I think you're lucky to be standing here now in spite of him. You were a great friend right until the... No. Wrong, Kiryu. Yumi, I still think back to the time me, you, and Nishiki spent at Sunflower. Even after Nishiki and I joined up with the Dojima family, we never stopped spending time with you, except for the entirety of Yakuza 0, where we mentioned you like one time. Kazuma-san, when I got expelled from the clan and sentenced to 10 years in prison for the murder of Dojima, you were one of the only people who didn't abandon me, except that you spent 10 years in jail and you never got a letter until a few days before you were going to be released. I took over as 4th chairman of the Tojo clan and managed to put a stop to the infighting. No, again, wrong. You were technically the chairman for like one day and then you resigned. So you didn't really do anything. So I installed Hirata as the 5th chairman. Yeah, and look how well that turned out, Kiryu. He was a secret spy for the Omi Alliance. Maybe you should have stuck around as the chairman a little bit longer. Father and daughter for Haruka and Kiryu. Mutual understanding for Sayama and Kiryu. You're going to introduce your girlfriend to your buddies. You say, oh, hey guys, this is my person with whom I have a mutual understanding.
ねえ、
Whoa, I teleported. Are you finished, Kiryu-san? No, okay. Yeah, okay, I'm good. Wait, I want to teleport again.
ねえ、
Yes. You know, I never pegged you as the kind of guy to start an orphanage. You know, if you stop that sentence prematurely, it has a whole different meaning. You know, I never pegged you as the kind of guy to start an orphanage. Well, I'm actually leaving the country. So this is basically, we didn't account for what we're going to do with this character once we got to the next game, so they have to go away now. I'm just going to go out on a limb right now and say that this character never shows up for the rest of the entire franchise. Is it true that Kazuki-kun was shot? It's just a rumor. Oh, really? Phew. Can I just tell her that he was shot anyway? Yeah, you know that conversation we just had? Let's have that again, but I'm going to change my answer. The young man from the host club? He was hurt pretty badly from what I hear. Then again, so were you, and just look at you now. Yeah, I'm the kind of guy who can get shot like in the shoulder and leg and then heal in 3 hours. You're the only one who's going to be paying today, man. Either in cash or in blood. I'll get you some blood if you want, but it's not going to be mine if you catch me. This is not good dialogue. So I gotta say, the combat feels really bad. Significantly worse than in the previous games. You know, I've been thinking that the guy who looks like Kazuma is actually a secret evil twin. Then it wouldn't make any sense that Kiryu wouldn't have heard about Kazama having a brother, which leads me to believe that since it makes absolutely no sense, that's going to be exactly what happens. I'm gonna go for the kawaii anime girl. So good at this, eh? So good at this. Rigged. Oh, okay. The soundtrack is overlapping on itself. Yes, we got the bear. So good at this. So good. Wait, how come the last one didn't congratulate me? I can't believe they didn't program it to cut off the song. Gotta say, I am starting to groove along to this song. Dun 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 bum 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 ba da dum bum 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 bum. Why is this so addicting? I would never ever buy a game that was like a crane game mini game on its own. Yet for some reason, I just want to keep doing this. Yeah, there we go. Grab it by the... might be too far off. Oh, maybe. Oh, we're doing it. Oh, if you fall off here. Ah. Whoa. That was one level? Oh my god, this camera. Wait, we just skipped from level 2 to 4? What is going on? I don't even seem to have to dodge these, unless I'm just getting extremely lucky and not getting hit, but... There's 37 levels of this? I guess they go by super... Wait, game over. I have no idea what just happened there. Popular character in Okinawa. It's dressed in girls' clothes here, so it's a Stolfo, right? Pink hair, everything. It's a Stolfo. Gotcha. Yeah, okay. Let's buy a Torrenter, sure. But I just bought it though. It's in my inventory. The latest in cutting-edge physical fitness, even endorsed by top athletes. Okay then. Question for the viewers. Would you rather be a perceptive punk or a thoughtful punk? Is she seriously stuck over there? Look at the mini-map. Look, she's like spinning. All right, Haruka. Stick by me. You can't be trusted on your own. All right, this is taking too long. You can be trusted on your own now. We're the tough, badass Kiryu who's gonna beat up thugs. I can use these love handles to grab it around the waist. I feel like the sound designer in this game really let everyone down. Yeah, the sound of these pins being hit is just so lackluster. The bowling ball itself sounds fine, though. In the previous games where you can invite a date out to play pool or darts or something, and if you lose the game, like if you score lower than they do, they consider it a failed date. Well, guess what? I'm here to even the odds. There were 4 of us before, and now there's 5 of us, so you're oddsing the evens. Those are just the tutorial thugs. We don't need this preamble. Just have them come up and say, like, we're gonna beat you up, and then you go, oh, no, and then you beat them. Oh my god. He just phased the sign through him. Oh, his name changed to Not So Imposing Punk. That's great. The worst part of this game so far is the audio design. Lacks like impact and weight. It needed more bass. You now have access to a hideout. Kind of uncomfortable that we're calling the orphanage a hideout. There's something on the ground. Take the worm. I was not expecting that. Izumi-chan over at the Morning Glory Orphanage, she's so polite and always has a smile on her face. You should be more like her. No way. Maybe if she had parents, she wouldn't be such a weirdo. Tadashi, how could you? She lost her parents in a terrible accident. You be nice to her, you hear me? Aw, but I don't wanna. Wow, your son's a fucking asshole, lady. Well, if it isn't Kiryu-san, ma'am, I think you need to get your posture checked. Gotta say, even in a snappy Hawaiian shirt, Kiryu definitely still looks intimidating. There's something on the ground. Is it a worm? Take the Fishing Champ magazine. Nobody makes fun of those kids. Why can't I just have a real family like everyone else? I can't believe that this is one of the options. They don't think I'm weird? If anything, I'd say they were genuinely concerned about you feeling lonely. You remember like 15 minutes ago or so when we were just like beating the shit out of a bunch of punks?
お前ら泉がいねえのに食べられないからな。もうお腹ペコペコだよ。いいから早く座れ。
Curious thinking like, man, oh, everyone's meals would be so much warmer if I hadn't spent all that time running around on the beach looking for a Fishing Champ magazine. You know what? I would be perfectly fine if the rest of the whole game, there was no combat, there was no running around in Kamurocho doing mini games. If it was literally an orphanage management simulator and you just spent the whole game as a character-based RPG where you just got to know all the kids, help them with their lives and help them make friends and stuff. But that's not going to happen. We know it's just going to go back to fighting thugs. I have no emotions. How people threaten family, me defeat them. I'll be back tonight. Where is the bedroom? Where is everyone sleeping? We have 8 children here. It tracks pedestrians knocked down. I mean, what is his plan here exactly? Like, I'm gonna murder this guy with a sword in my own house?
お隣の国がミサイルを撃つっつったって沖縄じゃなくて東京とかを狙うわけでしょ
So Japan has just as many idiots as America then. There's so much going on, and all of these different plot lines don't seem to connect to each other for the most part. I feel like this story is going to be a mess. Does this have to do with a girl? What do you mean? Well, you're at the age that boys start. Isn't he like 9 or something? Oh my gosh, another worm. There's something on the ground. It's a worm. Definitely take it. Hey, something's up with Shiro. You two know it. Is there another worm? Wait, do I get a new worm every time I load the level? All right, we load again. Oh my gosh, infinite worms. Jesus Christ, this is a long line. Oh my god. I caught an umbrella. It's okay, Shiryu. Don't cry. In fact, what's crying? I don't know. I've never cried. I'm Kiryu. I didn't realize this was a private club. In that case, why don't you join me for a couple of holes? I'm not too fond of playing by myself, though. That's why you want other people to join in on all of your hole action. My name is Akasaka. I'm a big fan of holes and having people join me on them. Hey, you're pretty good. I know nothing about golf. I'm assuming fairway is good. Shall we head to the next hole? Sounds good. I enjoy traveling to holes with you. Haha, that's wonderful. Now let's get this hole started. Oh, Foster Man. What is happening in the city? You take care of children every day. Surely you understand what I'm going through. You're a person who takes care of children, therefore you're perfect at dealing with kidnappers. That is the correct answer, but I'm guessing the game just says, like, that's declining the mission. Well, we've already failed the instructions because they said come alone. An empty lot, huh? All right. Empty lot? Who the hell are you? Kurumi's newest flame? Well, that's just perfect because you're about to get flamed. Better comeback lines. If I need help, I'll just give Kiryu-san a call. No, we just met. Here's my note. No, Kiryu. Wow, thanks. It's not much, but take this. You got a Soki burger set. You got 2000 XP and a soggy burger. Gotta say, this is a banger song. This is an intermediate opponent. This is really good. I haven't even had a turn yet. Opponent goes first, 100% accuracy, sinks every shot, you lose. That was some bullshit. Like, that's gonna miss, right? I'm not even gonna pretend that was completely by accident. Oh my god, so close. And now they of course get to hit it in. And now we're back to the whole bullshit. She brings in the crowd. She's even got wealthy members of the elite wrapped around her finger. It's unbelievable. Oh, that's a good thing, right? Yes, Kiryu, that's a good thing. I'll let you off the hook today. Either pay up in full or bring me that deed. Your choice. Thank you so much. You saved me from that brute. What? Kiryu didn't do anything. Not really. Yeah. More people with terrible posture. There's one. There's one. There's one. There's one. There's one. We also buy fish, you know. Do you by chance buy broken umbrellas? Because that's all I fished out of the ocean so far. As far as being a hostess goes, she might be a good fit. Seems clever enough for the job. Very friendly. How can you tell? How can you tell that? That was the sound of eating pudding?
ありがとうございました。
So this is a smoothie. Here's what the smoothie sounds like. Yeah, I don't think so. Can you three go and wait for me in the dining room? See, this kind of thing is just busy work. They could just go to like a black screen and say, and then Kiryu rounded everyone up and then go to the next scene. Having this conversation still drunk, as the indicator says. My friends know I can't afford a lot, so they never asked me to do stuff with them. So I just took the money. I actually have to apologize. Terry came to me yesterday saying she found some money. I'm really sorry. That is a one, a terrible excuse, and two, this is not a good lesson to teach your children. Just lie about it and make sure that no one gets the blame. What you could do is have a good lesson about why she took the money in the first place and about how she owned up to her mistake and the other girl forgave her. Instead, you're just going to lie about it, and so the kids learn nothing. He's in that blue truck, probably spying on us again. I'm gonna go take a look outside. But if I'm not back in time for dinner, you guys can start without me. If you're not back in time for dinner, doesn't that mean something went horribly wrong and you should call the police? A wooden box is washed ashore. Take the wooden box, of course. There's a demon stone in the box. A demon stone. It has something to do with the guard. What in the... Okay. Don't question it. Oh my gosh, between that cutscene and this one, a new worm has appeared. Saki's not a child anymore, though. Wait, but she is though, right? The doctor said it's some kind of mental block, probably from watching her dad hang himself right in front of her. Surely the dad didn't hang himself right in front of her. You mean he hanged himself and then she walked into the room and found him, right? She wasn't in the room and then he just like, oh, I'm gonna hang myself now. Don't mind me. And then she just stood there doing nothing.
だからここは兄貴しか収められねえと。
ちょっと待て。さっきから聞いていると、俺のことを兄貴兄貴って何言ってるんだ。
兄貴は兄貴じゃないですか。
お前は竜道一家の若頭だろう。
別にいいじゃないですか。俺は兄貴の強さと男気に惚れたんです。兄貴!
Alright, I kind of like him. He's kind of adorkable. So far, the graphics are pretty rough, but I mean, that's to be expected. I think the game was originally released in 2009, and that doesn't really bother me. What does bother me is the controls are a bit stiff. The combat feels not good. Why haven't you checked there? Place is the biggest red light district on the island. All sorts of smut of kids not going to go anywhere near. If her mom is a crazy partygoer, wouldn't it stand to reason that the most likely place for her to be is there? It's the boss's birthday. I've been so distracted it totally slipped my mind. I think we have other priorities than throwing him a birthday party. Wow, this is so awkward. So wait, am I supposed to have Haruka with me right now? Feels like that song was designed, the idea that you're supposed to have Haruka with you. I don't have Haruka with me, but they still let me do the song anyway. But Kiryu still sings it as though she's there. Like they forgot to program it. You there in the kitschy shirt. Hey, both of us have kitschy shirts. You gotta be more specific. Tamashiro. Sorry, never heard of them. Ricky literally told you about them like a minute ago. Whoa! I really don't like the way they do random encounters either. Saki's sketchbook. I want you to go get Nakahara and tell him we found her. No, you don't go and tell the guy we found her. You say, we found her notebook. She might be there. It's the only shop in town that sells the kind of underhanded stuff you're looking for. Quite a setup. Hey, don't knock mobility. Anything that can help you get away from the fuzz is a positive in my book. Is that actually the case? Like, let's think about this. We have a van that has all of our, weapons in it. That way, if the cops show up, we can just drive away. It's like, so is that actually more secure than having a rooted, apartment or something that you're dealing out of? My own shop is up on the second floor of a building. Well, if you have a shop on the second floor of a building, okay. By the way, you guys have a lot of weapons I've never ever seen here before. Kiryu, you've seen all this stuff. There's been a weapons dealer in every game prior to this. You've definitely seen all of this stuff before. There was a fish cannon in the first game. Gotta come up with some action movie phrases. You just got couched.
この子のせいで人生めちゃくちゃになったのよ。
王将の前でなんてことをあらないで。
その子
Did
が
Rikia just get overpowered by a
あんた
drunk
にくれ
old
てやる
woman?
わ。
スケッチブックの中身。
What?
ああ、
What?
見守ってくれて。
Oh, she's a mute girl who can only communicate via writing and drawing, but I've never looked in her sketchbook. Oh yeah, just leave your 9 children unsupervised at this orphanage while we fuck off to Kamurocho to fight gangsters. This time I need you to trust me. We'll take good care of her. No, this is not a discussion. You are not being left 9 unsupervised 10-year-olds for weeks or months while we go to Kamurocho to fight the mafia. No, okay, apparently we are leaving them all unsupervised. Where's the Paragon option? We seem to be just choosing all the Renegade options.
あいつはここに置いていく。
Oh, he's an adult with a car. He could just go to Kamurocho by himself anyway. It's not like he needs you to get there. So is this just the same Hostess Club
失礼
minigame?
します。
Oh my god, the price. Let's just go with some free stuff. I didn't know you liked that. Yeah, I like things that are cheap. Hey, Kiryu-san. You're from Tokyo, right? In a broad sense, yeah. No, not in a broad sense. Kamurocho's great. There's always something new and exciting to do, no matter the time of day. Yeah, it's so exciting. Like, remember that one time when the high-rise Millennium Tower building got blown up in a huge bomb blast. And then remember the second time that exact same thing happened? There was also these numerous uncountable times where groups of Yakuza were going all over the street harassing people, beating people up, and then you get randomly stopped by thugs in the street who want to knife you. Oh yeah, good times. Love Kamurocho. Oh, they call the trash cans Shiribako instead of Gomibako. Dust cans instead of trash cans. I think that's really cute. I can tell you some more if you'd like. Please don't. Sure, I'd love to hear more. Please continue to tell me about meaningless small talk catchphrases. Here's your bill, sir. Jesus Christ, 8,000 yen for that. Okay, let's never do that again. Did they really have to include that constant background, like, car whooshing sound? Truth be told, I'm drowning in debt. I just finished signing up for a life insurance plan. Now all that's left is to kill myself. That doesn't work. This makes no sense. Offing yourself for the insurance money is so that you can protect your family, but he's saying he's killing himself so that he can be out of debt. I lost a key somewhere around here. Somehow it super glued itself to the bottom of this ramp. I found this one earlier and opened the locker, but I had no use for what was in there. Anyway, I have to hit the road. Thank you again. So you just admit you found a locker key that obviously belongs to someone, and you would have stolen what was in there. I mean, I guess technically that's what we're doing, right? Sounds vaguely illegal, but hey, no point leaving a gift horse in the mouth. So there's this girl who works at the burger joint. The moment I saw her was love at first sight. I just don't know the right way to tell her how I feel. Yeah, don't open with I love you, even though we've never met. None of these are good options. None of them. Did you give it to her? No. I bought a burger instead. What happened to the letter? I couldn't find the courage to give it to her. Get speech coaching, because you have much bigger problems than a lack of a romantic life. Like, this is deeply ingrained lack of confidence that you need to sort out before you go and actually try to ask this girl out. Will you go on a date with him? Will you read his love letter? Can I get a hamburger? This is just a disaster. Will you go out with him? You came by a half dozen times to buy burgers. It was all because you had a crush on me? Then why didn't you just ask me out on a date? I'm not really attracted to guys who don't have the courage to do something like that. So I gotta say, the side missions are not great, but they are miles better than the ones in Kiwami. It appears to be a good conversational. How can you tell that? How? And she's also pretty smart, but I don't think she's all that motivated as a person. Should I give her a chance? Do I know you or something? Not yet, but I feel like we've met somewhere before. Maybe in a dream or a past life. What? Perhaps fate drew us together. What are you talking about, Kiryu? What stats do these increase? How do you know what causes what bonus effects? Like, okay, they want gorgeous girls. Well, here's a gorgeous dress. Okay, hairstyle. It increased everything except gorgeous. Fantastic. Kiryu-san, Shoko-san's rank went up. What? But she got no customers every time. She takes care of herself fairly well, and I sense that she's really smart. I doubt she'd be fazed by a stressful day on the job either. What are these amazing powers of intuition that Kiryu has? If I take the ring off, take the nails. Oh, I have to redo the nails. The nails cost money to redo. Take the necklace off. Take the earrings off. It's just it's so bewildering that it doesn't tell you in what ways the changes you're making are upgrading stuff or not. Is this like 100% trial and error, or do I have to jot down the effect of every single accessory like a detective? They say the devil cat got him. You mean the one that creeps up from behind and haunts you till you're dead? Oh yeah, you know that one, the one oh yeah, the devil cat, of course, everyone knows that one. What are you, stupid? Of course I know that, dummy. A devil cat that brings bad luck. That's absurd. But I'm gonna go investigate it anyway, because I don't care you. Aha, so you're the crooked bastard trying to steal my precious snuggles, huh? You're what? My cat, asshole. Yeah, let's have a cat fight. Once that nice sake kicks in, I'll let you towards some nice beaches, if you know what I mean. Heh. No, I really don't know what you mean. How are we getting out of this one? I mean, there's, 4 of you. I mean, I know that's not a match for Kiryu, but they don't know that. So that's what speaking English is like. Oh, there's a key locker in the background. I need 5 ingredients. Goya, Kurozada, Bazanai, Dugwai, and lemon. I think she was using Okinawan words. Might as well head to the public market and see what I can find. Why not just ask her what is all that stuff? Now that would be smart. We're not smart. Kiryu. Whoa! Oh my god, dude. I'm just trying to save, please. What? Well, I have sugar and I have sugar cane. What else is... Oh, brown sugar? Don't you know Kuro means brown, idiot? What are you, an idiot? So what do you say? One coral love necklace is going for the incredibly reasonable price of 3,000 yen today. I mean, I would never ever buy this, but it's an option in a video game, so of course I'm gonna do it. All right, so now that I'm increasing my powers and moveset, the combat is getting better. I wouldn't say it's good. Oh, Uncle Kaz, I'm gonna stay here and try to make the puppy, like, can you give me a stuffed animal? I have a stuffed animal. Stuffed animal. How is that not good enough? Oh, I'm sorry, it's not the right kind of stuffed animal. Let's try everything, I guess. I'm gonna stay here and try to make the puppy. What? So none of this counts. What? There's a key locker coin here. Yeah, don't mind me. I'll just steal this off of your counter. I've been up to my ears in customers asking for their money back and demanding I take responsibility. No, the coral love necklace doesn't give you mythical luck? No. How could that be?
Tell me the truth about these necklaces. These claims you've been making are completely bogus, aren't they?
No, you don't think, Kiryu? You don't think they're claims of magical? Najima here hasn't really gone through any spiritual training either. Yeah, because if he did, he'd totally be a legitimate exorcist.
So basically, you're just a couple of scam artists, huh? I should have known.
Yeah, you really should have. You mean pork, right? They say it'll make you beautiful if you eat enough. It's chock full of collagen, which makes your skin brighter and healthier too. Yeah, I'm gonna go out right here and say there's no way that eating pork is gonna improve your skin. Oh my god, I just want to save.
You're not going anywhere until I get the truth. Now come clean about the pork or prepare to get
pork chop. Out of all the games I've played, this is one of them. So the stuffed animal, you know, like the exact same kind that we can win at the crane games, but no, this specific stuffed animal is what the dog wants. Oh! If there was a option to turn off random encounters, you handed over the stuffed animal. Wait, not this one. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Okay, sure. Very nice to meet you. I'm now Kanashiro. So last month I decided to go see a fortune teller. So she looks like a valley girl. She's all candid, Gyaro-esque, and she believes in fortune tellers. So a Bengata is basically an Okinawan kimono, but with a couple differences. Bright colors, tropical designs, unique dyes. Okay, like, you're my person of great importance after all. Maybe that's not all, like, I'll end up showing you. Hehehe. Here you go, like, don't forget about me, okay?
I won't.
That's a lie. We're forgetting about this girl immediately. All right, what's the third girl like? Surely the third time's got to count, right? They can't all be awful. Okay. Oh no, the voice killed it. Gosh, I just love meeting new customers. I'm so excited to get to know each other.
I'll have this.
Oh my god, the voice. Surely this can't actually be appealing, right? Like this they did not intentionally. They weren't like sitting down and they designed this character and said, okay, how can we make an appealing, attractive hostess? Oh, I know. Let's give her a little annoying pipsqueak mousy voice. My mom, all she does is drink these days. And I don't even know what's going on with my brother. He hardly speaks to us anymore. Oh, now I'm sad. Yeah, you're pretty terrible at this job. Don't forget to come visit, okay? I would rather saw my arm off. To think. I was disappointed with the first girl and it only went exponentially downhill from there. Don't you have a movie to get to? Maybe Shiro or one of the other guys would want to go. Not surprising with those clothes, though. Did you just say the freaking, like, 8-year-old got shot down because he has a poor fashion sense? Do you not like how I look? I mean, I like how you look.
I know more about fashion than you do.
Yeah, did you see my sweet, awesome outfit from Yakuza 0? Why don't we have a little friendly contest?
Fashion contest, huh?
What is this game? Main plot, by the way.
Guess I'll go with
a 10-gallon hat or sunglasses. Fuck it. All right, time to go dress this 8-year-old in stylish fashion clothes to win a fashion contest with my younger bro dude over here. Main plot, by the way. Hey, I think that looks pretty good. Are you going on a date? Is it with Mitsuo? What? No. Oh. Well, I think you two would be good together. Look, it's not gonna happen. I just can't see myself dating a black guy. Okay, that went somewhere I wasn't expecting. You know, one time, I was at a convention center and I was walking along with a backpack on, and I guess I was bent over a little bit. And this guy comes up to me, and he just puts one hand on my back and the other hand like on my waist, right above my crotch, and pushes in to straighten me. And he looks me dead in the eye and says, "There, I've fixed your posture." And his friend who was walking with him looked at him with his mouth open without saying anything, just amazed. Oh yeah, Riona has that gross burn on her arm. He's probably too much of a wimp to go in the pool because then everyone would be able to see it. Wait, is it really that gross? I want to see, come on.
やめて。
気持ち悪い。
Wow, fuck you, dude.
みつおは気持ち悪くないの？
そんなの全然だよ。でもさ、ほら、俺なんて日焼けもやけどもしてないのに真っ黒なんだよ。
What?
その方がもっと変じゃない？
She judged him on his appearance, but then others judged her and she learned her lesson. Don't judge people on their appearance.
You want both of us to teach him at the same time?
Sure, why not? Oh, there's a gunshot victim or something in Kamurocho. I gotta be there. Really important business mafia. Oh, let's play fetch and stuff. Who was that girl at the front door?
That'd be Haruka.
So, is Haruka-chan seeing anyone? Ooh, okay, okay. This is not going where I think it is it? Where's the FBI option? Okay, game. Where are we going with this? Oh my god, that's terrifying. Out of all the cutscenes in this game, that was definitely one of them. So, by the way, how is Kiryu even affording to keep this orphanage running? Like, he doesn't have a job. His full-time job appears to be running the orphanage, at least when he's not faffing about town. What is funding this orphanage? Mizuki-chan, I knew you were lying to me. I realized she was only ever after my money.
Do you have any proof?
Kiryu, come on, man. I went out of my way to buy expensive tickets for us, but Mizuki-chan canceled her ticket and bought a cheap one instead. You got the ticket reimbursed and took the leftover cash for yourself, didn't you? I wasn't feeling well at all. I figured sitting by the window would let me get some fresh air. Why are we helping this woman? Oh, I guess that makes sense. No, it doesn't. Hold on, airplane windows don't open. Well, this one did. You have to believe me, Akamoto. Oh my god, there's still more. Like the hotel. Why did we have to get separate room? The truth is, my mom found out we were going on this trip. How does that matter? She said she didn't want me to sleep in the same room as you until we got married. So, tell her to fuck off. Hoping for some action, Akamoto? She probably couldn't say no to her mom. What are these choices?
I see what you were after, Akamoto.
There's only one reason why you'd want to share a hotel room. Because you want to spend time with your fiancé. I can't believe you have such a dirty mind. You don't ever wear your ring. Why not? Because she pawned it, right? Well, the truth is, I don't actually like diamonds. I watched a documentary about people in foreign countries who die in the horrific conditions of diamond mines. I couldn't bear to wear a diamond after that. You should get her a new ring. Okay. What about those documents we signed when we got engaged? What were those about, huh? Are you telling me that she gave you some documents and you just signed them without reading them? Yeah, it was a contract for life and okay. Even if you die, it'll all be okay. Mizuki-chan, what about our baby? Remember when you told me you were pregnant? When is the baby due? It's been 2 I mean, this is intentional, right? Like, they know how dumb this is. I don't know who's the worst person. Let's get married right here, right now. Yeah, Kiryu can be the priest. I'm sorry, Akamoto-kun. I can't do that.
違うの、秋元くん。いいえ、お兄ちゃん。
え、お兄ちゃん？
What?
生き別れの兄弟だったのよ。
なんだって？
兄弟で結婚はできないわ。
水木ちゃんが僕の妹だったなんて。待てよ。
I don't have a little sister.
もともと僕たちは家族だったという。
もう席に入ってるってことだ。ヤッホー。
Don't do drugs, kids. This is what you write when you do.
あら？あ、危ない。
竜様。
リュージョンです。リュージョンです。愛してます。
いつ見てもいいわ。
So, I guess the perfect shot would be something that touches me just like I touched those other people. You know what? I'm enjoying Yakuza drug addiction pretty well over regular Yakuza. You got a Piss Mountain Stone. I wonder if a smart hostess can help me fix my marriage. You know what might help you fix your marriage? Not going out to hostess clubs. Nothing quite like a girl who's smarter than me. I love feeling like dirt. I'm trying to understand what the games are going for here, because they're saying like, oh, hostesses, hostess clubs, you know, typically a not well-regarded industry, looked down upon. And then these games are showing it and they're trying to be like, oh, look at how glamorous, or, you know, the lifestyle is and these hostesses are. And then the customers who come in are all just like disgusting pigs who have these terrible ideas of women, and the women are like shallow, vapid materialists. I know I said that the hostesses that we meet as customers are, you know, really bad, which they are, but we can give each of them one more chance. You know, hey, it's first impressions. You know, it could have just been a bad first impression. Let's give him another chance. All right, so let's go with the best hostess, and best is in quotation marks. I did get a lot of valuable experience. For example, I learned how to make reservations at somewhat shady restaurants and how to lie about our company dealings to the president's wife. First impression, spot on. So my Nana had her birthday the other day. She's 79 years young. Oh, yep, she's as bad as I thought. My dad had a terminal illness and he died right before I started elementary school. Great conversation to bring up when you're trying to have fun at a hostess square. I'll say something Okinawan. Hakuna Matata. Aha, Kiryu-san, that's not Okinawan at all. Such an opportunity missed to have her respond with, what a wonderful phrase. Both of those phrases do have a similar meaning. It'll all work out. That's not what Hakuna Matata means. This is a good place to stop, but I still have plenty of money. Should we keep going? Fuck no. All right, brace yourselves. Time to go talk to the girl with the 10-year-old voice. Oh, it hurts so bad. Have you cheated on someone before? I'll let that remain a secret. You have a very vivid imagination. Well, I am a guy. What are these answers? This is a good place to stop, but I still have plenty of money. Should we keep going? Yeah, let's keep torturing ourselves. Why not? Man, imagine dating this girl. Just imagine it. Oh, you're having orange juice? Oh, there's way yummier drinks than that. Why are you having orange juice? I figured out why it is that I love drinking so much. Want to know why? There's some really, really bad answers that could come from this. It's because drinking is super fun and always makes me smile. Yep, that was as bad as I was thinking. By the way, my girlfriend's been hammering more and more Japanese into my brain hole, so I think I'm getting pretty good. I read, by the way, my girl's been hammering and then more and more Japanese, and I was really worried about where that sentence was going. Yeah, okay. Oh, fuck you, game. 15, 16 hours into the game and we're just now being introduced to who our antagonists are. Never change, Yakuza.
お前の親代わりだった風間じゃねえか。
俺にもまだわからない。
You're not sure it's really him. How about it's definitely not him and you just don't know why the guy looks similar? Mama, you mind if we use your bar as a sort of base of operations? Don't worry, we won't disrupt your business or anything. Just stick us in the back room and forget we even exist. I guess you are one of my best customers. Why can't we just use wherever Date lives? Oh, what the heck? Go ahead. Yeah, we're a journalist and former police officer and a former Yakuza. And we're investigating and going into conflict with powerful Yakuza crime bosses. Yeah, we'll just be back in, let's be back in the back room over here. Never noticed we're even here. About 3 years back, you printed an article on the Millennium Tower bombing in Kamurocho. Who wrote that piece? Yeah, they only ran one story about a bombing of the largest building in the city? Oh yeah, I know that one, sure. Whenever I've been at home, I've had the feeling that someone's looking in on me. It gives me the creeps. I live right over there. Do you think you could keep an eye out for that disgusting creep, whoever he is? Well, I wonder what could be suspicious. Hey, I know you've got a man in here. Get back here, you little shit. The music. The music. I'm not really into three-dimensional women, especially such gaudy ones. Hit him, Kiryu. Okay, the side quests are growing on me. Oil massage is a mini game where you mash buttons to keep the gauge from going past the top or the bottom. So let me understand this. We're getting a massage and we're trying really hard not to tip over the edge, but then once we get there, we have to finish. My name is Ayaka Tsubaki, and I'll be your massage therapist for this session. I look forward to working with you today. Okay, yeah. I think we all know where this is going. Whoa, what just happened? Yeah, you could say the ending of that game was a bit too premature. Get more crazy. That's all I want. Just have the stories get more insane. Don't businessmen wear ties these days? We try not to use AC. What in the world does this answer have to do with the question? Ah, yes, to conserve energy in summer, that's popular ideas nowadays, but in winter, aren't you cold, dear? What in the world does this have to do with wearing a tie? I've known all along you were no company president. You don't have to be a big shot CEO for me, Masahiko. Just live an honest life and a happy one. Granny looks pretty happy. I guess the occasional lie isn't always so bad after all. No, the situation was only good because she saw through the lie and was a good enough person to not hold a grudge about it. All right, not insane enough for my taste. We need the stories to be more insane. Jeez, why should I even work at all? Oh, geez, man. Yeah, okay, let's go with this one. For women. Oh, she looks nice.
はじめまして、白星美優です。
I actually have a son. I'm a divorced single mother. I've been hiding it all this time, but it feels great to finally get it off my chest. I even hide it from the club, but maybe it would be better if I was more open about being divorced. I mean, it's like a hostess club and the whole deal is trying to entice men and going on personal dates and stuff, and probably not be as interested in you if they knew you're an older divorced woman with a kid. Not that you should hide it. I mean, I don't know enough about hostess clubs to say. It feels like you shouldn't hide it, but it's not something you should be volunteering so easily either.
You should wait for the right time.
Okay, I'm going to tell everyone tomorrow. Literally not what we just said. We just advised you not to do that. Sometimes I get mood swings that tire me out and make me, well, not want to see people. Oh, you sound fantastic as a hostess.
はじめまして。
It's nice to meet you.
しおりです。
So, Kiryu-san, do you come to cabaret clubs often? I guess I do.
You could say that.
Because it's true. Well, I gotta admit, I don't know much about them myself. You work here. What do men even like about them? You work here. Honestly, I'm so over school by now. College and classes were so boring. Yep, as expected, this is not going well. How about you, Kiryu-san? What do you do? Thug isn't too far off. I'm a civil servant. I'm an entrepreneur. Why don't you just tell her the truth? You run an orphanage. That is your job. You're in the nightlife business.
You could say that.
No, you couldn't. No, you couldn't say that. Give me details.
I'm not exactly proud of my work.
Running an orphanage? Man, remember the hostesses from Yakuza 0 who all had like their own interesting plot lines and they all had unique, interesting personalities, and there'd be cutscenes and other kind of like ongoing storylines with them that would culminate in something. Wait, I recognize you.
畑野由衣です。
You're Yui from Kiwami, right? 3 guys accused me of stuff like Yui lied to me the whole time or she swindled me out of all my money. They actually took me to court over it. I mean, I never forced them to do anything. I just said I wanted something and they bought it. So why sue me? I don't get it. They kept yelling for me to apologize to them and I was like, are you dumb? Why should I apologize? My friends do say that I shouldn't make guys buy me stuff all the time. Oops. So I went to the salon yesterday, right? One of the girls doing my hair asked me, Yui-san, you've gotten a little chubby, haven't you? So when I got home, I jumped on the scale just to make sure. And the number on the scale freaked me out. You know what it was?
What was it?
Well, I can't tell you that, obviously. And you're not supposed to ask, Kiryu-san. So I'm not telling. Oh, man. Is she the worst one out of all of them so far? Before I started working here, though, I was pretty underweight. So basically, the whole reason I started working as a hostess was to try and gain some weight. What?
What a great friend.
I know, right? I'm so lucky to have her. But I guess I have to admit, she's just a little bit cuter than I am. Just a little. Maybe a lot cuter. I have this tendency to either under-exaggerate things or blow them way out of proportion. Now that you got to know me a little, I'm sure you'll be back to see me. Oh, I'm sure. Sure we won't be doing that. Oh my god, like, what was the writer thinking when they wrote this stuff? I wonder, did they go to real hostess clubs and just like interview them or record their conversations and they just like literally transcribed all of the girls' answers? These have to be written, right? Oh, that dress though. But I can't stand dealing with old dudes. They need to just kick the bucket already. Oh man, I was liking her for a bit. I thought she was gonna be the best one.
You really don't like older men, huh?
They make me want to vomit up the contents of my stomach and then some. Just sitting next to him gives me the creeps. Oh, but don't worry, you're in the safe zone. But only barely. Oh boy, yep. The terrible waifu streak continues. Can we find even one good hostess in this game?
はじめまして、桃の木かなです。
Do you want something to eat? I guess chocolate. Let's just go with chocolate. Oh, I love that. Do you think I could have some? You know what? Don't know what women want. You're gonna order. Just order freaking chocolate. I should have been doing that from the beginning. So much unskippability. It's like, I think from the time you get introduced to the time you actually get to start having new conversation, I wonder what the actual time in minutes is. I was enjoying the simple life out in the countryside. Countryside has spoiled me. I think I'm becoming a country girl. Maybe I should just go back to the countryside. I was completely fine before I went to the country too. That was before I went to the countryside. A lot of people tell me I'm kind of an oddball. Let's see, what can I use as an example? How about the fact that you keep talking about the countryside for like 5 minutes? You know what? She was the best one by far. She didn't say anything terrible about people. She wasn't a stuck-up, rude person. I do belly dancing, so there's that too. All right, intriguing. I want to go study abroad in Istanbul. It's basically where all the good belly dancers come from after all. Yeah, I love it. I love to get drunk. Oh man, things were going so well. Man, she had this interesting career ambition to be like a belly dancer and was talking about Istanbul and stuff. And then she says she's a crazy party girl who gets drunk. How are you the morning after you drink a ton? Do you get all depressed or are you totally fine? She's a sad drunk too. This is getting worse and worse. I'm usually fine. Sometimes I have a hard time getting up. Oh, okay. I almost misread that as sometimes I have a hard time getting it up. There was this one time I woke up after a crazy night and I rolled over and saw my friend passed out on the floor with some weird piece of something in her mouth. For a second, I was like, whoa, maybe I shouldn't do this again, huh? Yeah, that voice that you heard, maybe you should have listened to that. How long does it take from when you enter the club to when you actually get seated and can start the conversation? All right, so it takes about an entire minute. Is everything you say to me going to be related to you being in the countryside? I know, I just moved here, but I already want to move away to the countryside, right? Because you're from the countryside? This one light socket keeps burning out the bulbs I put in it. I only moved in 2 months ago, but it's already burned out 4 bulbs. You should move out right away. Just get a better light bulb. Time to call an exorcist. Yeah. All right, Kana, we're going to finish you. We're going to bring you to completion. She's not working today. You son of a bitch. I'm gonna head to the club. Stop by. But she said, but I'm really sorry. I didn't think you'd really come to see me. Sorry I wasn't there. That was a significant blow to her rating. Let's go with Rin. So I was passing by this elementary school in the afternoon when I saw this kiddo swinging around on the monkey bars. And he mistook you for another elementary school student because of that terrible dress you're wearing. Seeing that reminded me of back when I was a kid. Yeah, I'm also reminded of when you were a kid because of that dress. I just think that more and more people these days put on a work face but don't actually get work done. You know what I mean? Are you talking about the people at your main job? I got no love for those losers. When I like a guy, I get so flustered. At the same time, I hate it when they're too aggressive. Okay, so after meeting up and exchanging contact info, I'd start sending him a flood of emails on a daily basis. You sound awful. You sound just a nightmare to deal with. She's super high maintenance, will love bomb you, and is a manipulator. What the? Did you hear all that? Hear what? That you use a dumbass? Or that your boss, Kyogoku, is up to something? What if he really hadn't have heard that? Like, what if he walked into the alleyway and the guy was like, oh my god, did you hear all of that? That would have just tipped you off right then. Where's the guy supposed to relax in this town if Stardust is gone? Any of the countless restaurants and hostess clubs and arcades and batting centers and bowling alley and karaoke, and there's a bikini bar and a DVD store and multiple convenience stores and parks.
うちはビジネスホテルじゃないんだよ。カップル以外はお断り。
Just claim you're a couple. Come on, say they're a couple.
私と兄貴はラブラブなカップルだから問題ないでしょ。普段はカッコつけてるけど。
I've never been so happy to be right. Honestly though, I wish it had been Kiryu who said it. Kalenda is in a room with the light on outside. How do we know that? Magic tutorial. What sort of work do you do, Kiryu-san? I run an orphanage in Okinawa. Well, but last time when you asked the same question by the hostess, oh, okay, whatever. Hey, you said you were looking for Dakamoto's clinic. Huh? I know where the clinic's at, but what is it you need from him? Why would you even ask that? Someone on the street say, hey, can you tell me where this place is? I mean, I can, but you gotta tell me your motives first. Okay, so in which Yakuza game do aliens come down? Things just have to increasingly get crazier, right? I really did intend to do the main plot, but Yakuza is Distractions the game. But that's no reason to go around attacking people who had nothing to do with what happened to you. There's a locker key in the background. The fights are becoming more interesting now that I have more moves. You really should just have all of these moves to begin with. It makes all the combat in the game before you get the moves way more boring. So I think what I'm hoping for is that the main thing that drove my love for Zero was how great of a main story it had. I have no illusions that this story here is going to be as good as that one. I mean, it hasn't been so far, but I hope there's a good story to tell here. What went down with Kanda whenever you're ready to spill it? Are we serious? Oh my god, there's a locker key. I'll just carry a bunch of giant-ass swords through the streets of the city. That won't attract any attention. Oh, I forgot. Cops don't exist in the Yakuza universe. They only exist when it's convenient. You know, for having seen I got a lot of guys earlier with huge swords everywhere, I'm seeing a distinct lack of guys with huge swords.
Like I heard from my brother before.
Yep. Secret twin uncle that we never heard of. You really like overeating until you pass out, huh? I sure do. I like seeing how long I could stay passed out, too. Oh... So last night I had this super weird dream. A short-legged dog suddenly getting long legs. That's wild, right? You are so lucky that the other hostesses are so bad in comparison. So I can't figure out, are the hostesses intentionally written like this or is it bad writing? She's telling me about dreams with her dog and omens, but yet at the same time, it's not boring. Like I'm intrigued. I want to know what the crazy thing she's gonna say next. Don't mind me, Ricky. I'm just going on a date now. Oh, she's actually pissed off that I brought someone? Well, I'll be waiting here. Please come back when you're alone. Rikia, fuck off. Fuck off, Rikia. I guess we can't keep dating until we handle our business. Just like real life. 6 years ago, there was a murder here at Cafe Alps.
You still have doubts about the case, right? You want me to look into that old murder with you?
Sure, why not? I'm Kiryu. I say yes to everything. Access will cause notebook by pausing, navigating to the item screen, and pressing RB. Select the notebook to look at information on people related to the case. No information may be added to the notebook's investigation folds. Check the notebook for... Holy crap, we've just become Phoenix Wright Yakuza edition.
There's a murder investigation. An innocent man has been in prison for 6 years. Kazuma Kiryu's on the case. I won't rest. I won't stop until I clear this innocent man of the false charges he's been accused of. But first, I have to go on a date. Kiryu-san, you're really not mad? You really don't think I'm just a hopeless airhead? No, I definitely think that. Hi again, I promise I'll make it to work today. Please come by the club if you don't mind seeing me. I mean, if I get to this club and you aren't there, I had another dream about Newton last night. She had no hair. And obviously, if she has no hair, it makes sense that she's gonna get chilly. I felt bad for her and picked her up. That's when I woke up. So what do you think? Is that one a bad omen? How am I supposed to know? Maybe she's trying to tell you something. She's trying to tell me she doesn't want to be like a banana without its peel. Punks like you make me sick.
Oh my gosh, there's a locker key. Well, I wasn't expecting that. Like, I thought I would go do Kana's storyline, and then after that... Oh my gosh, there's a locker key in the background. Don't you think that outfit is a bit too revealing? She's wearing a sweater. Kiryu, what took you so long? I got here as fast as I could after I finished going on a date with a hostess multiple times and buying handbags and fighting 7 or 8 different punks on the street and finding a lost dog. But I definitely got here as fast as I could.
あんたは基地拡大法案を
それはもういいんだ。俺は初めから通す通称ブラックマンデー。あの世界大恐慌の基地拡大の最大の目的は全ての国民を騙す必要。
大悟を撃った犯人を知らないか。
お前のいた東上会の元幹部。全ては俺とジョージで仕組んだ。アメリカの CIA。トーマからミネに秘密が漏れる。日本の警察を辞め。初の土地買収を頼んだ。点を夢見て政治の世界。この法案の裏に CIA が。
Alright, so that was very, very long. My thoughts on it are basically that caused a lot of problems. There's so much exposition just suddenly laid out on you. It just goes on and on and on, and it's incredibly boring. But it's even worse than that because it's very deflating to the rest of the story. It's like, oh, what is all this, mysterious stuff going on? Who are these people? What are all their motives? And then it just sort of lays everything out to you. Here's a guy who has pretty much all the answers. He just goes in and explains it. It's like the Matrix architect scene.
Sorry, Date-san, but I need to do this alone.
But Mina's gonna have an army of guys down there. Going without any backup is like signing your own damn death wish. Man's got a point, Kiryu-chan. You ask me, we send in some of my boys.
I'll be fine on my own. This Okinawa fight is mine and mine alone.
So basically what they really mean is, it wouldn't be that interesting if Kiryu went down with an army of Majima's guys, so we have to artificially raise the stakes here by making him randomly decide that he doesn't want backup. In the end, the hamburger girl's the only one for me. Yeah, you love her so much you don't even know what her name is. Even after all that, when I went to buy a burger, she still said hi to me and gave me this big beautiful smile. Yeah, because it's her job. And when she handed me my change, she held the coins almost like she wanted to hold my hand instead. Oh man, big incel energy right now.
An armed smuggling syndicate which has been undermining the US for years now.
Meanwhile, the kids that are Kiryu's kids here are just like, I have no idea what the grown-ups are talking about. Look at this kid. Look at this guy right down here to the right. Nodding his head like he understands what we're saying. This is another thing with the Yakuza series. So many of the sub-stories wind up just devolving into, and then it was a scam, instead of something more interesting. The boy. What did the boy eat before he collapsed? Soba. We got them from a noodle shop a few blocks away. Taichi's attack was in fact due to an allergic reaction to whatever he had for lunch. So he's never had noodles before in his entire life? In Japan. Hang on. He ate, and then he was out front talking with Mitsuo, and however long that was, Kiryu went up to them, approached, talked to them, they walked down to the beach, wrestled a whole bunch, and then the allergic reaction kicked in? So it was an allergic reaction that was delayed for like 10 minutes? Oh, it's nothing, just thought I'd go get some groceries for dinner. Perfect, I'll come with you. Look at that face, look at that guilty face. Haruka sus. No, I'm not going back. Ayako, wait. Follow Ayako. Really? Really? How is she outrunning us? Do I have to tackle her?
Excuse me, does Nakahara-san live here? Oh, I just needed to speak with him for a moment. In that case, he's actually at my house. I can take you to him if you'd like. Kiryu, you don't even know who this guy is. She's too stressed out. We've got to reduce her stress. It was a nightmare. Want to hear? Excuse me, what now? Excuse me, what now? Huh? Oh, she's, oh, your service is second to none. Okay, now I think the game is just completely broken. You go in here, you're like, oh, relax, girl. And then that causes her motivation to decrease and nothing else. And then she's maxed out on stress, has medium motivation. Then she walks out into the club and is apparently a great hostess with great service. Oh, yeah, okay, we're fighting a guy. Just want to go save, but yeah, sure, let's fight. Yakuza 3 has detected that you've been playing too much pretty princess dress-up in the meantime, and you need some good action fighting right now, so we'll just do this without your consent. The minimum amount of fighting you need to accomplish has been done. Now you can save. Thanks, Yakuza 3. Yeah, I gotta say, doing all this hostess stuff was raising my estrogen levels too high. Glad I got some testosterone pumping fights. Oh, Yakuza 3 has detected you haven't had enough testosterone yet. Please, here, have some more. Testosterone levels have normalized. You may now continue. Thanks, Yakuza 3. Wait, she's a no-show? Excuse me, what now? All right, well, let's just go back in then. Good morning. Oh, she's working today. What was the point of that? I just walked back in. Oh, we est the looks. Our looks have been est. What is the point of checking the stats? You can't do dress up more than once in a single go around, and it already shows you the stats before you leave. Kiryu-san, I noticed that rank. How did the rank go down? How did her rank go down? Remember in Zero when you had a whole cabaret club to manage and you had like multiple hostesses that you could work on at the same time and you had ongoing storylines? Remember when there was an actual mini game attached to this that you would play and it wasn't just walk in and out of a room? What was that? Excuse me, what was that line of dialogue? Charisma's the most attractive quality a woman can have. Well, charisma and a nice ass. She's the #1 hostess. We did it. Woo! That was it, huh? There's not even like a final cutscene with the main girl. She's just like, oh no, you're #1. And then she's like, okay, see ya. All right. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Okay, I shouldn't be complaining. It's time to raise the testosterone levels back to full. Yeah, we just did a bunch of hostess stuff. Well, now it's time to raise up our manliness again. Yeah, street brawling, fighting. You ever seen a girl contort herself on a big metal pole, sir? You want to? Well, the matter-of-fact, like, blunt technical accuracy of that statement was so unappealing. I obey orders. I follow the CIA because they're my masters. But oh, you beat me in a fight, so never mind. The legion of guys with sledgehammers wasn't enough. Why even bring all the sledgehammers? It's nighttime now, right? They showed up during the day. So they showed up, started demolishing the place. Taichi took the train over here. Who knows how long that takes. Went and found Kiryu somehow. Who the hell knows how he knew where Kiryu was? And now we're taking the train back. The place should be long destroyed by the time we get there. Shouldn't every resident in the town be around here, you know, gawking and looking at what happened? Shouldn't the police be here? No, Kiryu, now is the time to take care of your kids and figure out, you know, where you should house everyone and what you're gonna do as far as rebuilding the place or finding new accommodations, not go out and fight. Oh yeah, you guys should just sleep out here on this blue tarp in front of your destroyed orphanage. Okay then, well, I'm Kiryu. I'm off to fuck off and go fight some guys instead of taking care of my children. Only one person came out to see what all the hullabaloo was about. Yep, there's the ridiculousness I'm looking for. Also notice, have not taken a single hit so far. Not doing anything special, just running around punching everyone and have not taken a single hit. That face, oh my god, that face.
こんなところで死んじゃったら自殺できなくなるところだったよ。
Well, okay, that.
水木ちゃん。
私も大好き。
Wedding bells in the background. I go looking for the bar where you hang out, and who do I find? The same woman I took hostage all those years ago. How was this guy ever let out of prison for murdering a cop? Hey, Kiryu, you didn't spill the beans to this schmuck, did you? Who knows? What do you mean, who knows? Well, I did as you asked, detective. Now, what's this all about? I mean, I guess it has to be the cafe manager's wife, right? Like, she's the only character who's new. I'm sure you all remember the murder that took place here 6 years ago. The victim was Kazuo Oda-san, the manager of this cafe at the time. One of the employees, Yuichi Akechi-san, was arrested for his murder. But if Akechi is innocent, that means somebody else is guilty. Exactly. So that's why I didn't tell the detective any of what happened before wrangling all of you up here, and he just trusted me to do it. And we didn't bring any other police officers or anyone. I need to show the proof of Yuichi Akechi's innocence. What should I give? A list of evidence that we haven't taken a look at. No, that doesn't prove anything. I need to show why I believe Yuichi is innocent. So, okay, well, I have no idea then. The notebook. No, that doesn't prove anything. I guess the last piece of evidence we got before the list was the stupid business card. No, that doesn't prove anything. Okay, I have no idea. Oda was dating someone? No, that doesn't prove anything. Oh my god. Didn't get a look at his face. No, that doesn't prove anything. They failed to witness the murder. Oh, that's it apparently. Akechi's prints were on the weapon used to kill Oda. That's solid evidence to prove Akechi did it. There's evidence I should show them now. What should I give? Oh, for fuck's sake. I have no goddamn idea. The fingerprints aren't enough. They're not enough because something was stolen from the locker. No, it doesn't prove anything. It's not enough because all the fingerprints were, no. Okay, because of the evidence. No, that's not good enough either. The fingerprints. Seriously? Okay, somebody witnessed Akechi fleeing the scene. That's another piece of solid evidence. Let's see, there was a hole in one of the witness statements. I just didn't get a look at his face. Is that all you got? The police wouldn't have arrested Akechi on just any old vague evidence, you know. The man Kenichi saw leaving the scene of the crime was wearing a Cafe Alps waiter's uniform. I have a statement that proves the person seen leaving Cafe Alps might not have been Akechi. I need to present that now. It's the guy who said his uniform was stolen, right? His uniform disappeared from his locker in the Cafe Alps locker room on that day. The police probably took it as evidence. I'm sure there was plenty of stuff missing from the crime scene. I can show them 2 pieces of evidence that prove what happened to Imagawa's uniform. What should I give? Oh, fuck me. It's not the notebook, it's not the fingerprints, it's the list of evidence. I guess, okay, if the list of evidence would show that they didn't take the uniform, first of all, and the other piece of evidence, seemed to fail to witness, saw the criminal flee but didn't look at his face, Oda was dating someone at the time, might be that, stole the wallet and CD but never took his uniform, something was stolen from the locker, all the fingerprints on the ashtray were made on the day of the incident, there's no record of Yuko coming to that Cafe Alps on the day of the crime. I guess the Oda was dating someone part, so they could have had access to the uniform? No, that doesn't prove anything. I need to show 2 pieces of evidence. What should I give? Oh, fuck me. Okay, the list of evidence has to be one of the 2 pieces. And the other one is, fuck if I know. This one, I don't know. No, okay, this one. Okay, somehow that's correct. So you're saying the person who stole Imagawa's uniform and fled the scene is the real criminal? Yeah, the real criminal is. Again, how in the fuck do you know who it is? I'm just completely guessing that it's the wife. Yes, this is the only person it could have been. Why? Why is she the only person it could have been? Okay. I need something to prove Yuko and Oda knew each other somehow. Okay, so it's gonna be the dating someone thing? Oh, somebody said he was dating someone, and that means it's her. Oda was dating somebody at the time of the murder. Somebody used to work as a waitress at Cafe Alps. Yeah, and her last name was Saito. Saito? That's Yukio's maiden name. When did we ever find out that piece of information? Yuko, is that true? I don't have to answer that. Okay, well that means that you definitely were. Why didn't you just say no? Do you have any conclusive evidence that she murdered him? Like fingerprints? If only I had something with Yuko's fingerprints on it. The card! Again, we haven't actually tested the card of the finger. What if we're just completely speculating here and we test the card and it turns out it's wrong? This business card has your fingerprints on it. We should be able to compare the prints on this card to the ones on the murder weapon. Give me that business card. Let's check it out right now. We finished analyzing the prints on the card. These are Yuko Kenichida's prints. Oh yeah, we took the prints, we sent them off to a lab, you know, whatever backlog they had, and they confirmed the fingerprints after analyzing them, and they sent the prints and the analysis of them back to us here at this cafe. And they did it in like 2 seconds. Or all of us stood around here at this cafe just waiting for that to happen for hours. You did come to Cafe Alps on the day of the murder as a customer, so why were your fingerprints on the ashtray then? Fine, maybe it wasn't on the day of the murder. It might have been the day before. It's not that big of an issue. The only people who could have prints on the murder weapon were those who visited the day of the murder. How'd you come to that conclusion? Because they're washed every day. The ashtrays are always washed after every day. It's impossible that someone would have neglected to do that. Impossible. The ashtrays here are cleaned every day, but your prints were still on the murder weapon. Yeah, again, impossible that anyone would have overlooked that ashtray or just been lazy and not cleaned it. Impossible. You entered the locker room and murdered Oda. Then you put on Imagawa's uniform and went out the back. Yeah, and the fucking manager of the cafe not only didn't recognize that the person fleeing the scene was a woman and not a man, also didn't recognize his own wife. Okay, so all you have to do is not say anything and just be like, okay, arrest me and I'll get a lawyer. And then your evidence is extremely flimsy. It's also extremely difficult to overturn a conviction. Well, what if I told you I was pretty darn good at computers? I should have mentioned all the complicated things first in order to baffle and blow your mind. Not that you'd understand it anyway, you big caveman. Ah ha 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 ha. Yeah, you know, I love going to a club and talking with this pretty girl, and she keeps telling me how stupid I am and how much better she is than me. What a catch. Oh, I think I ate too much. It was that good, huh? Can you make omurice too? You should throw up in the bathroom. So I whipped up some documents in the span of 2 hours. Real professional, like might I add, and that's what got picked. My coworkers who stayed up all night working on their garbage ideas were super jealous. Wow, she's vain, she's mean, she's selfish, she's self-centered, she wears a stupid baby dress. At least our client booked us a hotel, and when I got there, I was satisfied. At least when I saw the blobby, it was when I get to the room that I finally noticed the issue. Are you ready for the big reveal? Okay, how stupid is what she's about to say gonna be? My room turned out to have 2 beds instead of 1. It was dumber than I ever thought. Imagine a sweet little gal like me stuck in a giant room with nothing but 2 empty sleeping coffins for company. Why are you so unhappy? I don't feel like I even need to read the other 2 options, but let's keep going. I don't care if I get minus points for this. Why am I unhappy? What are you trying to say? That sleeping by your lonesome in a bedroom made for 2 ain't the saddest experience you can think of? What about in the middle of the night, you roll over on your side, there's this other bed staring back at you like a rectangular mattressy intruder? Oh my God. This is a good place to stop, but I still have plenty of money. Shouldn't we keep torturing ourselves? Of course. So I encountered something horrible the other day. A restaurant with some tasty looking curry popped up near the office, so I went over there on lunch, right? All right, place your bets. How stupid is what she's gonna say gonna be? All right, Kiryu-san, listen to this. Let me guess, someone screwed up somewhere. Even Kiryu knows how bad she is. For me, my latest destination's been Cebu Island. Where's that? It's in the Philippines, I think. What do you mean you think? You went there. What do you mean you think? Everything she said was just awful. She's a horrible personality, but at the same time, it was a train wreck. It was like, I have to see what she's gonna say next. I have to see what stupid, inane, narcissistic thing she's gonna say next. Oh, what a total buzzkill. So like, one of my customers started giving me crap about my tattoo. What is he, my dad? The first line you open with is complaining and talking about another customer. This is a good place to stop, but I still have plenty of money. Should we keep hearing about other people she's complaining about? I get drunk pretty easily, but I love drinking. It makes me so excited, and I always have a lot of fun. Well, the day after is usually a struggle. I feel so depressed, I want to die. Yeah, you're probably drinking too much then. You're a mom, and you're saying you're getting wasted and then being completely hungover the next day? I'll get up early and make breakfast, see my honey off to work, then go back to sleep. Then I'll wake up for the noontime dramas, do laundry, eat snacks, tidy up, and I'll fit an afternoon nap in there too. Then it'll eventually be evening, and I'll remember I wanted to go shopping, but I'll just take another nap. My husband will come home and he'll see what a mess I am and get mad at me. It's my dream to laze around all day like that. All you want to do is sit around? Maybe I do. I'd love that. All of the hostesses in this game, they're based on actual real people. So can you imagine your persona gets put into a game like, oh, you're going to be a character in the game. Everyone's going to see your face and, you know, and then the characters are just terrible, awful people. So the other day I was hanging out with Tuna and this weird thought popped in my head. I think I might have been a dog in my pet. So everyone's been talking about gemstones lately. You know, like amethyst and turquoise, they're precious, they're pretty. Each one has a different purpose. You can tell by the color and the pattern. And when you put one on your body, you can tap into some of its power. Oh, what kind of powers do they come with, crazy lady? Well, like I said, it all depends on the stone. For example, my favorite, the aquamarine, is said to soothe both mind and body. All right, so now that we've done all the hostess clubs, it's time to rank them all. So first up, we have our favorite. We got Kana Monogi, the girl who's obsessed with her dog and is just a constant train wreck to talk to. But you know, out of all the hostesses, she was the one that I guess I enjoyed talking to the most. She's the only one I actually finished her storyline. So we'll tentatively put her into B tier. Yeah, she can go in B tier. So next is Miku. I mean, she's not that bad. She's like obsessed with the countryside and whatnot, but she's not that bad to talk to, but there's nothing that really stands out about her either. So let's put her into, let's say C tier. Okay, then we got Miyu. Miyu's the mom. She's codependent. She has weird, unrealistic relationship ideas. She can't stop blabbing on about how much of a mom she is. Not really much to talk to here. So she's gonna go into D tier.
Next, we've got Now. Now is kind of like a vapid country girl who just dreams of the big city, but she's got nothing going on in that head of hers. I think we'll just put her into D tier as well. Yeah, next is Ronko. And Ronko, I can't remember a friggin' thing about her. Oh yeah, she's the one with the tattoo who's always out partying, and she's pretty bad too. See, I want to put her in D tier, but she's not as bad as these two, I feel like. Kana up to A, Mika could be in B. Yeah, should have been C tier, I guess, and these can stay in D tier. All right, next is Rin. Okay, so she's the baby woman with her stupid baby dress. She fails. She completely fails. Every bit of talking to her is a complete train wreck. Saya is also just a complete train wreck. She's that horrible baby voice. There's just nothing going on with her. She's also F. Now, Shiori. I don't remember anything about her. Oh yeah, she's the girl who had a boyfriend too. She just goes on and on about her boyfriend, right? She's also pretty freaking bad. Is she as bad as Now? I'm gonna say no. She goes in the C tier. And then Yui, she's okay, I guess. Not got much going on in that head. Like they're all like vapid, vain, narcissistic, immature, babyish, codependent, self-centered. I guess Yui is in C tier. Nah, you know what? No, D tier. She's pretty freaking bad. Kana's clearly at the top. Mia's also, she's okay. And then everyone else, I mean, if you're C tier or lower, that's basically a fail. This is kind of grading on a curve though. They almost all fail. If we were to take what the actual grades are, then it's like, okay, fail, 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 C tier, B tier. That would be the real actual grades if we're not grading on a curve anymore. What do you mean? Is he in an unwakeable coma? I thought he was just shot and recovering. Yeah, exactly. Is he in like a vegetative state, or is he just sleeping?
Die.
That was a line of dialogue.
What?
Daigo has a gun all of a sudden. And Mine, you got some pretty big egg on your face there after trying to kill Daigo about 5 minutes ago.
Stop! Stop!
Kaicho.
Away!
We're having a very long conversation right now.
Stop it! Are you nuts?
This isn't a desperate, oh my gosh, there's no way to stop him other than to have us both fall off the building. This is a, okay, you just want to die, don't you?
Let me go!
Why did you take Haruka with you in the helicopter? He was gonna murder you because, again, I don't know, jumping to conclusions that you weren't gonna wake up from your coma. So, all right, I guess my thoughts on the game overall. It's a mess, and it's not a mess in a good way, but at the same time, I think I still enjoyed the experience overall. I believe that Yakuza 3 is the one that's regarded as the worst in the series by this franchise's fans, and I think I can understand why. There's a lot of, you know, going around and playing, you know, ball with the kids, playing wrestling with the kids, you know, dealing with their school problems. There's just a lot of very like slow stuff that's going on, especially at the beginning of the game. And a lot of the game takes place, or at least a lot of the early parts of the game takes place in Okinawa, and there's not much happening there either. So I think I can see why people don't particularly like it. Also, Majima is hardly in the game at all. So the combat system is still really bad because you have a limited amount of moves in the beginning. It starts off even worse with your restricted move set. But even as the game goes on and you level up and gain new moves, it's still janky. It's still got all the same problems with the normal Yakuza combat. It's not a well-developed system. It's not like, say, you know, Dark Souls combat or any other competent, complex fighting system that actually involves strategy. There's a lot of just button mashing the same moves over and over. There's not a really good way of dodging or blocking a lot of hits, especially in certain boss fights. You're still overloaded with healing items, and which you barely need to use. I mean, tons of those fights, even in the later stages of the game, tons of the fights, I wasn't even taking a single hit. And even in the boss fights, I don't think I ever needed to use more than like 2 healing items, or maybe 2 or 3 healing items in any fight. There's a lot of cheap, janky moves, like the bosses can just hit you without you being able to really respond. They don't even telegraph their moves. The worst in the game was Lao Kelong, who had the really wide sweeping halberd that could
go through your blocks. It didn't matter if you dodged out of the way. He could sweep 360 degrees around himself and hit you from any position, strike through your attacks, immediately counter you. The best fight in the game was against Joji, because that one, he, except for one move, every move that he had was telegraphed. You could respond to it, you could block or dodge as needed. That was the one fight in the game that actually felt like a proper fight. All the random encounters are obnoxious as hell. Most of the time they come out of nowhere. You usually can't either run away or get around them, and it gets really tiresome as the game goes on. The mini games are the same mini games. I don't think I dabbled much into them in this game, but that's just because like they're just recycling the same mini games. Darts, pool, batting, bowling, arcade games, claw machine. It's the same stuff you played in the previous games, and it's fine, but you know, I already did that in the previous games. Completion total 37.58%. I'm gonna guess a huge chunk of that is mini games that I didn't do. Mini games and like eating at restaurants and stuff. 41-hour playtime. The side quests I think are mostly good. There's obviously the bad ones are usually just, oh, there's a guy and you fight him and that's it. Oh, there's a guy and you chase him and that's it. But there's a lot of actually good side quests in the game. My favorite was the one with the woman who wants you to get rid of a peeping Tom, and you find the guy dangling from the balcony, and there's all these other people on the roofs. That one was great. The beach couple and the woman's crazy lies about making all their excuses for why they can't be together, then claiming that she's his long lost sister. I love it when the game just goes into insane camp territory where it becomes totally ridiculous. Yeah, I would say the side quests are the best part of the game. Then there is the main plot of the game, which I feel like the main plot of the game is okay until it becomes terrible. So you've got this whole thing with Kiryu, and he's taking care of all these orphans, and that stuff's fine. It doesn't really intermingle well with the overall plot of the game, but it's fine. Kiryu's taking care of all the orphan kids. There's a little bit of a family dynamic going on there. It doesn't really tie into the main overall plot of a bunch of Yakuza politics, but it's okay. And then all the Yakuza politics, there's some good mystery elements, like, you know, who shot Daigo, who shot Nakahara. There's this guy who looks exactly like Kazama. What's the deal there? And then we get introduced to these other lieutenants in the Tojo clan, Kanda, Mine, and the other guy, the guy who's with the Chinese mafia. And so it seems like they're building up some kind of story here. It's interesting. And that's about, I think, half the plot. And that stuff's okay. Like, it's not great. It's okay. And then we get that scene where the Senator Tamiya calls Kiryu and Date into his office, and he just dumps this huge exposition dump onto them. I clocked the scene. It's like 30 minutes long of just explaining stuff. The explanations are not only disappointing, but it also deflates the story. He just comes out and says, oh, here's everything that's going on. Here's exactly what you need to do. Oh, that guy, the guy who looks like Kazama, oh yeah, it's just his brother, whatever. Who cares? Oh, here's all the major players. Here's everyone's motivations. Here's everything that's going on. It just immediately destroys all the mystery. Again, it's just so deflating. Then we've got random other nonsense like, okay, Majima is in this game, somewhat involved in the plot. I mean, we even go to him a few times to get assistance or whatever. And then he's just out of the plot. They're like, oh, hey, Kiryu, oh, you're going up against these bad guys. Why don't you take Majima and some of his men with you? And Kiryu's just like, no. Majima's established to have this huge family of there's like 1,000 guys in that one scene where they're all encircling Kiryu. And if Kiryu had that much backup, there'd be no tension. So he just doesn't go with them. I still don't understand why characters like Date, and especially the owners of Stardust, are even characters that are around and doing things. The fact that Date isn't even a cop anymore and he's just a journalist, and the fact that he's a journalist doesn't even factor into the plot in this game either. And then the bigger problem is stuff like they just don't establish these characters well enough. They don't make you like these characters well enough. So for example, you have the scene where Rikia, jumps in front of the bullet to save Kiryu and he dies as a result, and I didn't care. I did not care at all that he died. Ricky is supposed to be this, plucky young guy who looks up to Kiryu with this kind of older, younger brother relationship. He wants to prove himself. Ricky should be a kind of slightly annoying guy who's very endearing. It is very has this very go get him attitude, this upbeatness that should make you like him. And instead, he's just kind of pathetic and somewhat of a loser. And he just seems like this dopey idiot who's always trying to tag along with Kiryu, not accomplishing anything. There's this whole thing of, oh, he's got the Viper tattoo, and there's all this stuff about, oh, his original tattoo artist died before he could finish the tattoo, and he has to go get a new one. And it doesn't really amount to much. Nakahara, and there's the the mute girl. She comes from this terrible family where the father committed suicide. The mom is just a tramp who is out trying to score drugs all the time. But this old guy Nakahara took her in, and he's kind of her dad now, and she's mute. And then that just doesn't amount to much either. Oh, Joji is Kazama's brother who he never discussed with anybody, and then whatever. So the main plot is just a mess. It's just a complete mess that was not thought through well enough. It's the same thing. The same thing with Rikia is the same problem that all of the orphan kids have, where I don't care about any of them. They all have their little storylines here and there. Oh, one of them's getting bullied. One of them wants to be a wrestler, but he has asthma. One of them likes the other kid. And then, this one girl has a burn scar on her. And basically we get one side quest per kid. Actually, not even for all of them, just for some of the kids. And again, it all really just doesn't amount to much. The whole game just seems like it's all over the place, can't focus. They couldn't stick with one storyline or one character thread. I feel like I'm being a lot harsher on it than how I feel about it, because I do actually like the game. I found it to be an enjoyable experience. And then there's the most bewildering part of it all, where with all the hostesses, where they're all written as these like vapid, moronic, self-centered, vain, narcissistic, selfish, totally reckless, thoughtless idiots. Stay up all night partying and getting wasted, don't have a thought as to what to do. They're all focused on one specific obnoxious thing. Like they tell you about what dreams they had, or all about their dog, or all about living in the country. And these are just like, what is the appeal here? If it's meant to be sort of like a pandering fan service, oh, look at all of these cute, wholesome girls all these hot girls who you want to get with, or, who you want to see Kiryu get with, but they're not that. They're all just awful. And then, but they don't necessarily have to be fan service. They could also just be interesting characters who you enjoy. Like, for example, Yuki, who's the main girl at the cabaret in Yakuza 0. She is this like really awkward, weird girl, but she's interesting. She's endearing because of that, because she's so awkward and socially inept. I actually liked her. Like I think all of the hostesses from Yakuza 0 and Kiwami 2. They're all interesting, and you do want to get to know them. But all the hostesses in this game are just awful. But it's not that they're terribly written characters. It's not like you look at them and go, oh, well, these characters, they're poorly written. They don't have motivations that make sense, or, they all suck and they're boring. They're not boring. They're not uninteresting. They're just really terrible personality-wise. And so it winds up being so bewildering. Like, I'm trying to figure out what were they going for here? It feels like somebody sat down and said, okay, what am I going to write here? Oh, let's make this character a narcissist who's just all about themselves and doesn't think things through very much. They're myopic and they can't take in the overall world around them. It's like, okay, well, yeah, if that was your goal, you wrote that character very, very well. That's what the character comes across as. But why did you write the character like that? What was the point of doing that? And they're all like, every one of them is like that. The only ones that are even slightly good are Kana and Miyu, right? So the big thing that I would hope that they improve on in the future games is the mini games are fun side activities, although again, they're often repeated and, copy pasted. So obviously, if you play pool in one game, well, you basically played pool in all the games. If you played darts in one game, you've played darts in all the games. Although the karaoke songs are usually different. And I like that. There's always different karaoke songs. And that's why karaoke tends to be one of my favorites. It's got music and it's different songs in each game. What I would hope is that they should have at least a few new mini games in each game that should actually be fun and not some like throwaway, oh, we just ported some Sega arcade game from the 90s or the 80s into this game. They should be actual mini games. I want them to fix the damn mini games that they already have. Like, okay, yeah, you're going to make this whole involved hostess club manager thing a mini game. Don't make it a boring chore where you're just walking down aisles and randomly selecting accessories that by trial and error. Make it an actual game that has thought and entertainment in it. I don't know why the hostess thing is a thing, but if you're gonna keep doing that, make the characters actually interesting. I think the side stories in this game are mostly positive. I like them. Keep doing that. Keep having zany, wacky stuff happen with side stories. And again, the side stories are better when they are, here's some, ridiculous situation or, some crazy antics that happen, and not when they're, oh, some thugs show up, just beat them up, and then that's the end of the side story. The combat desperately needs to be fixed. It's too simplistic. It's too button mashy. It's too unresponsive and janky, where you can't really dodge or block effectively against enemies. It's way too generous with the healing, where you have how many slots in your inventory? You've got 5, 10, 15, 20. You've got 20 slots. 20 slots in your inventory. This one has the bizarre thing of, for some reason, the equipment slots also take up inventory space, but even then it doesn't matter. You have so many slots. I never needed to use more than, 2 healing items, if at all, in any fight or even gauntlet of fights. And then even in the fight gauntlets, they will, or boss battles, they'll just put tons of healing items all around the room to absolutely make sure you don't die. And healing needs to be more than I pull open a menu, I drink the healing item, and then I just drop the menu and I'm back to full health. Combat system desperately needs a major overhaul. Now, I haven't played the future games, but I imagine they don't get that. I imagine it's pretty much the same combat system the whole time. Although it's not exactly the same, because like Yakuza 0's combat system, even though it is flawed, it is way better than this combat system. More responsive, there's more things you can do. There isn't janky stuff like the enemies fall on the ground and then it's really hard to interact with them. Weapons actually matter, things like that. And then the big thing, to me, the heart and soul of the Yakuza game is the main story. The main story needs to be compelling with an interesting villain and interesting things going on, and it can't just be this clusterfuck of ideas with nothing thought out. I think if I wasn't streaming the game, I would have a much more negative opinion of it. I probably would not have put the time into doing all of the hostesses. I probably just would have done like 1 or 2 of them and then just scrapped it as, oh, it's not worth doing. I probably would not have done any of the hostess management stuff. There's a lot of stuff that, because I'm streaming the game, I gave more of a chance, that if I was just playing it on my own, I probably would have bailed so many times. At least not for the whole game, like not bailed out of the main storyline, but like bailed out of side quests, bailed out of tons of different little interludes and side activities. So I think I actually had despite forcing myself to do more grinding and do more of the boring parts of the game, I think I have a more positive outlook on it because of the fact that I forced myself to go through and see more of the content because I was streaming it. But yeah, the story, I would say the story can be kind of segmented into 2 halves, which is the first half where everything's kind of interesting and I was intrigued as to what was going on. And then the second half where they have that giant Senator Tamiya exposition dump where everything falls apart. The fact that Joji is Kazama's brother, that didn't factor into anything at all. Let's say that Joji wasn't Kazama's brother and he was just some CIA guy who looked totally different. How would that have impacted the plot? It wouldn't have. The only thing that making him Kazama's brother does is, oh, the guy looks like Kazama. It just creates this red herring mystery that ultimately doesn't matter. Again, I did enjoy the game. I enjoyed it way more than Kiwami. I think Kiwami 1 and 2 are disasters that have some good stuff in them, like Kiwami 2's hostess stuff, or maybe like the combat system is better than this one. The plot is more coherent in the Kiwami games, mostly, I think. But this game, I felt, had more charm. I did like the idea of, Kiryu managing this orphanage and whatnot, even if the execution was lacking. A lot of it is I like the idea of it in a lot of cases. And I think the thing greatly elevating this game is a lot of the side content. A lot of the side quests were genuinely interesting and fun. All right, so those are my thoughts. I think we will head on out. I've been doing a lot of these Yakuza streams, so I think I'm going to spend some time to get some more scripted videos out. So I'll take a break from this, and then I will come back at some point with Yakuza 4. So stay tuned.